Hello everybody, welcome to StraightA, Dawson here, and back with another video here. We're going to be talking about some of the NFL award odds and the current stat leaders in a lot of these categories here, like passing, rushing, receiving. I'm going to kind of quickly get a recap in my mind to kind of help catch me back up to what the speed of things are. This is the first video I'm recording session-wise since Thanksgiving. I had a lot of videos stored up I've been working on and kind of getting that ready, as well as we're still working on NFL imperialism, so I've had to record a lot of those sessions right when I got back so I can get that pumped out as fast as possible for you guys. So I may push back power rankings to fit in NFL imperialism, but then again, I've been pushing back NFL imperialism for a hot minute now, but is almost pretty much in the finalized stages. Now just have to finally kind of get everything published, and it's actually pretty much done. I just have to actually upload it, and of course with today it won't be able to be uploaded by Monday, but it will be able to be uploaded sometime in the middle of the week, pretty much. So either way, so I wanted to make a quick video. I could have uploaded a quiz video I had ready as well, but again, I kind of wanted to kind of save those up. Instead, we're 2/3 through the season already, and of course we still have the Vikings-Bears game. I don't imagine that will change many of the stats I'm going to see on screen, but either way, we're going to talk about it and kind of just see kind of as a topic of conversation here, where the big leaders are for each of these categories, for each of these, like, you know, whether it's quarterbacks, running backs, receivers, defense, etc., and then also see where the NFL awards are currently at. And maybe we'll have a video talking with the guys about all this stuff, but I want to make my own little video talking about this kind of stuff. So without further ado, first of all, we have the passing leaders so far. So Sam Howell, actually, it's kind of, the stats kind of surprised me, but when I thought about it, it makes a lot of sense, because he throws a lot of 350, 400 type games, but just does not actually, you know, get a bunch of touchdowns or even really a lot of completions. I guess kind of he still does get a lot of completions, but it's still kind of interesting to me. Either way, passing yards, so 3,339. He does lead the league. I do not know actually what teams are still on bye week, or NFL teams bye weeks. I know there's still a few teams that are still needing to get their bye weeks done. So let's go ahead and just kind of pull up when the bye weeks are. So at 13 and 14, the Commanders actually, yeah, they still have one more week. They really need to get their bye week done. So that's going to be kind of inflated, so it's going to be a little behind. But I believe the Texans have already got theirs done. We'll just kind of quickly recap: Ravens, Bills, Bears, Raiders, Vikings, Giants. Wow, big bye week next week, and Cardinals and Commanders. So hopefully I'll kind of remember that as things go on. So those are going to be slightly inflated. But CJ Stroud, Josh Allen, or so CJ Stroud specifically, has been killing it. Second in the league in passing yards is amazing. And with his stat line here, and we'll kind of talk about this as time goes on with some of the other stuff we're going to look at. But really nice stat line for CJ Stroud. Really been killing it this season, and really is probably easily going to get the Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Josh Allen, of course, has a bye week, inflated stats here, but still has had a decent season. Pretty bad stat line when it comes to touchdowns interception ratio. Tua, of course, already had their bye week, so kind of nice again there. Of course, no surprise with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Jared Goff sneaky in the conversation too, top 5 passing leader. Dak Prescott, Patrick Mahomes, Brock Purdy. They were kind of just getting down here, and I don't think I really see a drop off though. It's actually kind of nice and smooth at least. Russell Wilson 21.99. I like looking at that. But kind of impressive from Gardner Minshew, who played. No, I mean, he still missed like 4 games, so like 3 or 4 games, because in the beginning it was Anthony Richardson. So that could easily be like, you know, they're 800. So you know, good for Gardner Minshew for really doing well. So at the point, we'll just quickly look through some of these other categories. So that's passing yards. We'll look through yards per attempt. Forgot, you know, of course, a lot of these guys like Keenan Allen and Mike White, who've thrown very few passes. But let's kind of look for the first guy who's thrown a lot of passes. Brock Purdy, 9.4 yards per attempt, and Tua, and then CJ Stroud, 9.4, 8.4. Kind of nice though. Brock Purdy didn't realize I actually had that many longer passes, so that's kind of awesome to see. In terms of attempts, Sam Howell, no surprise there. He throws, like, they rely on that throw, and they just do not get anything. Leading completions, of course, Sam Howell is going to do it when he has that many attempts, but otherwise, pretty same numbers there. Now, in terms of completions, outside of just the 100% of everybody who actually just throws the ball once, who else? Brock Purdy, 70.2, very impressive. Holy crap! Even Cooper Rush, well, I guess I think he only threw 20 passes. Never mind. But Dak Prescott also, wow, 70% completions, and that's kind of really impressive for Dak Prescott. And he only has 6 interceptions on the year. No, he made a very big statement saying he's not gonna get more than 10 or 10 or more or something like that. And he's he could do it. I mean, he had a pretty bad beginning of the season, but if he keeps up the way he's going, he's going to do pretty nice. Tua as well, pretty good completion percentage. But Russell Wilson and Kirk, good to see there. Of course, Kirk's gone for the season, but Russell Wilson and Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, all in those upper 60s. So that's really cool to see. Passing touchdown leader, going to be Josh Allen. He throws bullets, but man, he just throws so many interceptions, which is very impressive. But Dak Prescott, Tua, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Russell Wilson also kind of low-key in the conversation here with his touchdown passes. But of course, some of these numbers are inflated at the current point in time. Patrick Mahomes having a little bit more of an off season, so we'll see how that kind of goes. We'll see interceptions now. I'm kind of curious who's thrown the most interceptions, who's thrown the least. Sam Howell and Josh Allen, no surprise there. Mac Jones has thrown a lot. Jalen Hurts has thrown a lot. Jordan Love's thrown a lot. Tua's thrown a lot. At that point, when you get to the 9, I guess that is a lot, but I guess 8 depends on your ratios. Desmond Ridder, 7 or 8, that's bad. Holy crap, 9 for 8. Bryce Young. Baker, 17 for 7, and at that point, it's kind of just boring. Now, who's thrown the least amount, while, of course, being a starter, or, of course, being a main player here. I'm looking for the first, starter I see. Not going to be on the first page, so I'm not really going to care. Well, you know what? I am curious. I'm pretty sure it's going to be C.J. Stroud. I'm going to be honest with you. Oh, Aaron Rodgers, bless. Bless. If I don't see one on this one, Jake Browning, I guess only thrown 1, but he doesn't really have much time. Anthony Richardson only threw 1, but he really didn't have much time. Will Levis has only thrown 2, I guess, but he hasn't had much time. Kyler Murray, only 2, but he hasn't had much time. Most of these guys really haven't played a whole lot. Kenny Pickett with 4, I guess. I mean, he's played. He just hasn't thrown much, it feels like, so I guess 4 interceptions. Deshaun Watson, he's out. Russell Wilson is kind of the big name here. Kenny Pickett and Russell Wilson, though, are kind of the two names that stand out in terms of players that have played pretty much the whole season. So interesting. Rates, nothing really I'm not really going to go into that one. It was his first downs and then first down percentage and all that. 20. Well, you know, I'm kind of curious on the longer passes and see who's there with the longer passes. C.J. Stroud with 54 20-plus passes. Really cool. Jared Goff, Brock Purdy, Dak Prescott kind of goes down here. Matthew Stafford also low-key has 41. Nice there. 40-plus. Derek Carr has the most 40-plus passing yards. So that's kind of interesting. Wow. Jalen Hurts actually has a few. He's been working on his arm, too. Trevor Lawrence, 7. Baker Mayfield, Brock Purdy, Tua. Some weird names here in the 40-plus category. So good for Baker and Trevor Lawrence and for being up here in that. And Derek Carr especially, 8, which is nice. Longest yard so far, Josh Allen has 81-yarder. Lamar Jackson, 80-yarder. Jordan Love, 77. It's actually good for Jordan Love. Didn't realize he had a 77-yarder. And Gardner Minshew, 75. C.J. Stroud, 75. Kind of nice. This should be sacks. Sam Howell's gotten sacked the most. Yeah, his offensive line has not really helped him a whole lot. Bryce Young is, quite a big gap, 55 to 40. Then we got Zach Wilson, 38. A lot of these struggling quarterbacks, younger quarterbacks, are having some offensive line troubles. Now, granted, I will say probably more so in the Zach Wilson category, though none of these offensive lines are very good. Zach Wilson is very bad under pressure in terms of the pressure coming towards him, so I don't want to really give too much credit again or too much discredit against the offensive line. Russell Wilson has also taken a few sacks. Daniel Jones, 30 sacks. He didn't play for that long either. Dang. Gosh, no surprise that. Wow, between Daniel Jones and Tommy DeVito, that's 58, which would be more than Sam Howell. That's crazy how much they're letting up. Otherwise, it gets kind of normal numbers, I guess, at this point in the season. Now, granted, I guess, gotta think, Commanders do have one extra game they gotta go, but still, holy crap. Besides that, I mean, sack yards, might as well look at it while we're here. Come on. Sam Howell, most sack yards. I mean, this is pretty much going to coincide with the same numbers, but just kind of curious to see. Geno Smith has let up a lot of sack yards, though, for not being sacked all too much. Beside the point, go now into rushing, and this is kind of the stuff I'm not going to look too much into. So CMC is about to get 1,000 rushing yards, on pace for about 1,500, so that's kind of nice. Attempts, wow, they've fed Josh Jacobs the ball, and so have they Travis Etienne. I guess we should have looked at the other rushing yards. I just kind of looked past it. Raheem Mostert, no surprise there. Josh Jacobs, DeAndre Swift has gotten a lot. Derrick Henry, James Cook. Most of the people would say you need about 600 at this point. 600. You need a little over 600 to really be on pace for 1,000. So basically, we'll say David Montgomery up are on pace for 1,000. I don't know exactly if they are, but Zach Moss really could have gotten to 1,000-yard season if he didn't have Taylor taking his job. Tony Pollard could barely eke it out. Isaiah Pacheco, I think, is going to reach it. David Montgomery, I think with him splitting so much with Jahmyr Gibbs at this point, I don't know if he's going to reach it at this point. Saquon should reach it. Bijan will definitely reach it. Travis Etienne, James Cook, everybody above there will definitely reach the 1,000. Christian McCaffrey will probably reach 1,500. No, I think it's aggressive. He's too much for a receiving back for him to reach 1,500. No one's going to really reach 1,500. 1,300 would probably be from CMC, Raheem Mostert, maybe one of Josh Jacobs or DeAndre Swift. That's kind of pushing it, I think. Touchdowns, rushing touchdowns. Raheem Mostert, no surprise there. Jalen Hurts, wow, I forget how much the tush push actually matters. I don't know how many of those are just from the tush push, though, so I'm not too sure on that regard. CMC, 11 rushing touchdowns. Gus Edwards, also a lot. Josh Allen, also a lot from just pure rushing, pretty much. David Montgomery, and then Josh Dobbs over here with 6, which is kind of nice. 20-plus yard runs. Najee Harris, what the heck? That's not a name I thought would be in the 20-plus yards category. He has 0 40-plus, but I guess he can easily make some 20-plussers. Devon A-Chain, Saquon, Joshua Dobbs has a few 20-plus. Interesting. DeAndre Swift has a few 20-plus. Keaton Mitchell has 5 20-plus already, and he's only played like 3 games. That's insane how explosive he is. I don't know if it's going to last, though, for him. Let's see, 40-plus. Let's see how many people's get in the 40-plus category. Devon A-Chain, no surprise there. Probably 3 of those from the Broncos game. Breece Hall, Jerome Ford. Jerome Ford actually has 2 40-plus. It's kind of nice. CMC, 40-plus. 2 40-plus from Keaton Mitchell. What's the longest? Breece Hall, 83-yarder. Devon, 76. David Montgomery, 75. Jalen Warren was 74. It's kind of nice. 69 from Jerome Ford. Christian McCaffrey, 65. And we can't get all of that. And I'm not going to really... Let's see the fumbles. Who's fumbled the most? Tua has fumbled the most by a long shot. Well, I guess about Joshua Dobbs right there. Wow, Tua and Josh Dobbs fumble a lot. Lamar Jackson. Wow, this is all like quarterbacks at this point. First non-quarterbacks, Kenneth Gainwell. No wonder he kind of lost his starting position. I guess it's only 2 though. Still 2's a lot. Breece Hall with 2. I mean, everybody right here has 2. Which, I mean, 2's kind of normal. I mean, I'm not going to be too hard on 2. Zach Wilson up, though. Well, Russell Wilson, yeah, he did fumble a couple times. That was pretty ugly. Josh Allen also fumbled a few times. That was pretty ugly. Interesting so far. And those rushing fumbles. I don't know if that really counts sack fumbles or anything like that. Anyway, receptions. Keenan Allen is leading the league in receptions. Wow, that's kind of crazy. CeeDee Lamb, Mon St. Brown, all the kind of typical names. Adam Thielen, Michael Pittman are kind of nice names to see. T.J. Hawkinson, also a very nice name to see up there. But in terms of yardage, I mean, this is the thing I really want to see. I mean, Tyreek Hill is on pace for his 2,000-yard season easily. 13-24, and he still has 6. I mean, again, they're not on bye week. They have 6 more games they get to play, and that's again just needs a little over 100 per game, and he's got it. That's insane. Keenan Allen should easily probably get in that 1,500, 1,600 range. CeeDee Lamb, again, like A.J. Brown, CeeDee Lamb, Keenan Allen, each should get 1,500. Keenan might get 1,700, but requires some pretty good games ahead for him. Otherwise, everybody else is looking to try to scratch 1,500. Puka's likely not at this point. Jamar Chase is likely not at this point. So they'll both get about maybe 1,100, 1,200. DJ Moore, Brandon Ayuk, getting that 1,200 range. Mike Evans, 1,200. He'll break 1,000 easy. Devontae Adams. I mean, Nico Collins probably get 1,100. Then we kind of get into this lower category with the highest tight ends. T.J. Hawkinson's going to break the 1,000 pretty easily. Travis Kelce as well is probably going to break 1,000 pretty easily. But I think T.J. Hawkinson has a chance for like 1,100, which would be kind of nice for him to really get. Touchdowns, of course, Tyreek Hill is going to lead the league in this. Really nice receptions there. Mike Evans also very reliable in the end zone. Stephon Diggs and Courtland Sutton also low-key, tied for 3rd right there in terms of receiving touchdowns. Only 48 receptions for Courtland Sutton too. That's kind of crazy. 20-plus yarders, CeeDee Lamb. Wow, CeeDee Lamb has a lot of 20-plus yarders. It's kind of insane. Tyreek Hill, 20-plus yards. But he also has an insane amount of 40-plussers. Rashid Shaheed, has 6 40-plussers. That's not a name I thought. Amari Cooper also has a few, but that's from Deshaun Watson pretty much. Mike Evans. Tank Dell has 3. That's kind of Zay Flowers, Jalen Hyatt. A few people. Christian Kirk have 40-plussers. That's kind of nice. I like seeing that. I like seeing people just get some nice little credibility in their name here. Beside the point, here, let's get the long. Khalil Shakir with the longest so far with 81 yards. Gus Edwards, 80 plus yarder receiving. Nice. Christian Watson, 77. Some nice names here, getting with some long touchdown passes, or sorry, long receptions. I shouldn't say touchdown passes. We'll say receiving fumbles. Let's see who's got the most. Cortland Sutton, Keenan Allen, Stephon Diggs, Austin Eckler. Cortland Sutton really leads that, though. Who's got the most targets, though? Keenan Allen. No surprise there with him having the most receptions. And Stephon Diggs, Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, Garrett Wilson. I'm curious about the percentages. They really, I mean, I guess they get first percent, but I don't see any other receptions about like how often they catch the ball or how much they, actually were able to recover the ball or whatever. Fumbles, I pretty much looked at it, but oh wait, this is a forced fumbles thing. Forced fumbles, wow, Trek McDuffie and Bradley Chubb, Myles Garrett, Khalil Mack, and Bobby Bobby. Forced recovery though. Angelo Blackson, Rasul Douglas, Willie Gay Jr., Micah McFadden. A lot of interesting names here. I don't know a lot of these guys. And how many touchdowns? How many for fumble touchdowns? I mean, a lot of people have one, but no one has two. Jonathan Cooper with one. That's pretty nice. But I wasn't really aware how many actually were able to recover for a touchdown. It's pretty nice to see. Tackles. I'm guessing combined is solo plus combined, so 60. Is this 100? Wait, 120. 126? Yeah, I guess it'd be 126. Okay, so that's combined. They don't count assists as half sacks. Roquan, Zaire Franklin, DJ Edwards, Foy Olukin. Wow, there's a lot of weird names here. Bobby Wagner, Alex Singleton with a lot, so that's interesting. How many solo tackles? I'm not really interested in the assists too much. Zaire Franklin has the most. Okay. How many sacks? Let's look for sacks. I like sacks. TJ Watt has the most sacks, then Myles Garrett and Khalil Mack right behind him. Khalil Mack did have like a six sack game. Josh Allen has quite a few. Daniel Hunter, Max Crosby, Micah Parsons. A lot of sacks from these top tier guys. Not much of a fall off with any of these guys. So Rashawn Gary up there. I see Trey Hendrickson. Pretty nice little area there for them. All right, cool. Interceptions. Now I do know there is. Oh, there we go. Okay, good. Deron Bland, of course, does have the interception touchdown record in a single season. 5 touchdown passes or interceptions. But he also leads the league in just regular interceptions. So he's taking 5 of those to the house, which is really awesome for that. And he has 209 yards. Not like he's just been running like some random little routes. I mean, that's 20 yards on average, right? I don't know how to do math. What's it? 5, 10. Yeah, sure. That's a lot of yards. Still, it's still kind of impressive. Even if it's not like 50 yarders consistently. Other than that, Geno Stone is the only really big notable one here. Everybody else is. Jordan Whitehead had an early on good season, but I mean interception yardage. Deron Bland is the one who really led it. 6'3" long from Deron Bland as well, from the longest one he's been doing. But 102 yards from Jason Pinnock. That's recently from the. Isn't that recent? Isn't he on the Dolphins? Or is that Javon Holland? That's probably Javon Holland. No, he's Giants. Okay. I guess it was they considered just 99 yards for the interception touchdown. So that's unfortunate. Field goals. We'll go ahead and give some the kickers involved. Dustin Hopkins, Jason Myers. Wow, that's a lot of not very good teams. Like, hold up, what's Dustin Hopkins again? Browns. I mean, I guess Browns are a good team, but like Seahawks, I guess are all right team. That's Saints, Broncos, Jags are a good team, I guess. But a lot of I guess this shows you like a lot of the not as good. Then you get Justin Tucker and Down, which are more good teams that score a lot. But I guess it's field goals made right there. Attempts. Let's go look at field goal percentage. I don't really care about attempts as much as field goal percentage. Which Harrison Butker has not missed one. Randy Bullock, Brandon Aubrey, a lot of good ones. Harrison Butker and Brandon Aubrey being the main ones though. Let's see the. I don't even know what this exactly means. What does this mean? 119. Oh, I guess from the distance they had to chip shot it in. Okay, so a lot of shorter end ones. Let's look at the 50+ yard ones. I don't really care about that as much. Matt Gay has a pretty good ratio. Evan McPherson struggled a little bit, but has made most of them. Jake Elliott as well. Interesting. What about 60+ yarders? I want to see how many people have made the 60+ yarders. That's only 4. Matt Prater, Joey Sly, Jake Elliott, and Harrison Butker. With Long being 60 or 62 this season. Matt Prater, good for him. Field goals blocked. Joey Sly has 1. How many others have 1 block? Chase McLaughlin, unfortunately, has 2 blocked, which is the only 2 he missed. Very unfortunate for him. Kickoffs, I really don't care about the kickoff yards or anything like that, but good for them. for having good kickoff yards. Kickoff returns. How many kickoff return touchdowns have we had? Kickoff return touchdown. Boom. How many have we had this season? I'm not even too sure so far. Only 2. Marvin Mims and Andrew Beck. Good for them, though. Good for them. Pretty nice days for those teams. 99-yarder from Marvin Mims. 85-yard from Andrew Beck. Kind of nice. I don't really care about any of the other stuff. Punting, not really care about that. Punt returns. How many punt return touchdowns have we had? Probably more than the kickoff returns, unfortunately. Darius Davis, Xavier Gibson, Charlie Jones, Rashid Shaheed, Emir Smith-Marset. So good to see Rashid Shaheed and Darius Davis actually getting a little bit of love, both in the reception and this game a little bit. Longest being 40 plus, 87 yards looks to be the most somebody's returned it for. Darius Davis, congratulations. And I'm not going to look at fumbles or anything. All right, cool. That was a little bit interesting about a lot of those different how stats kind of really come together. I guess I could have looked at a lot of the lower end stuff, like who has the least amount of tackles, but that's pretty much everybody. Fumbles, receptions. I mean, I'm not really too interested in that kind of stuff, just because I think passing yards, at least with touchdowns, you can look at, or interceptions, you can look at who's done the worst in that regard. You can look at fumbles, I guess, but otherwise it's not too much. Let's look at the MVP odds, and this is going to be kind of this is a video idea I want to do, but I'm not too sure how to do it with the MVP. I want to have, like, where I talk about, like, who I think should get the MVP and stuff like that, and I may do my own awards near the end of the season for how well people have done or stuff like that. But looking at the current odds, now this was published November 22nd, well, at least last updated November 22nd, so it's not really considering week 12 at all. But I think it's Jalen Hurts is the interesting one there. Granted, with him getting so many brotherly shove touchdowns, honestly, I don't know if the voters should really consider that. I'm not too sure. That's too. I mean, technically it's credit to him, but, like, man, that's a really big stat pad when you're the guy getting credited for that, when it's really a team effort. So, I mean, granted, football's a team effort, but still, he's still valid in the conversation. I just think he's a little bit closer to Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes than they give him credit for. Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, 400, 450. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is always going to be that conversation. Too many interceptions, though. Then it's Tua, and then it's a big drop. Tua's plus 500, which I don't. He throws a lot of interceptions. That's the thing. I think Jalen Hurts doesn't throw a lot of interceptions. We just saw that. I think that he is pretty, actually nice in the reception category. Oh no, he's 10. He's got 10. Oh, Lamar Jackson. Where's Lamar Jackson? He's got 5. So Lamar Jackson might have a better chance there, especially depending on how the teams do. Granted, I guess Jalen Hurts get boosted. It's boosted from how well the Eagles are doing. So we'll see. We'll see how that turns out. Then Brock Purdy, Josh Allen, Dak Prescott, kind of in the lower category. Josh Allen, Dak Prescott. Well, Josh Allen won't win it. Dak Prescott, I think, deserves a little bit more respect in that category. I think he should be in the top 5 easy. Brock Purdy, I mean, I guess. Yeah, I mean, yeah. He deserves to be, like, in that fringe 5 or 6. But you know who's not on here that for some reason they need to be? It needs to be CMC and Tyreek Hill. Though both of those guys deserve to honestly win. If Tyreek Hill breaks 2,000 yards, breaks the single-season receiving record, easily Tyreek Hill deserves it. CMC honestly might deserve it as well, just purely based on how well he's done it as well. Now, granted, I'm not too sure. You know, we'll kind of look at, let's say, Adrian Peterson's the 2012 is the only non-quarterback to win this award over the last 14 seasons. Okay, didn't give us stats though. I thought it would give us stats. So, I mean, let's look at the complete betting odds for this. Like, what the heck? Where is the earliest they're giving? So, CJ Stroud also needs to be a little bit more considered than they have been, but that's not the point. The lowest odds that somebody has given a CMC, who's the closest one, is plus 1,500. They're not even really. Wow, Tyreek Hill's getting disrespected here. Plus 3,300, fucking crazy. That's kind of nuts to me. That's the. I mean, those two are the only ones I'd say. I mean, Miles Garrett's doing good, but not that good. I mean, that's just insane to me that Tyreek Hill and CMC are not being more highly considered, considering how not clear this whole MVP race is. In my opinion, as of right now, with the trajectory the teams are going, Tyreek Hill deserves to win it. CMC, I think, is slowed down enough where I think you can keep him back in the conversation a little bit. But Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, Dak Prescott, Lamar, Tua, all doing well. Jalen Hurts and Tua have too many interceptions. Patrick Mahomes is just not doing as well passing yards wise this year. Now, granted, it's also about, you know, rushing, so Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson get boosted up a little bit from that. Dak Prescott is the probably, honestly, my quarterback pick for this year. I think Dak Prescott is playing in the second half so well that if he continues to do so for 6 more weeks, he can easily get this whole MVP odds. So right now, I'm thinking Dak Prescott, quarterback wise, is going to be the best to win that. And then looking at some of the other ones, again, I think it's probably at this point it should be Tyreek Hill. But don't take my opinion for it, I guess. Offensive Player of the Year, if Tyreek Hill or CMC doesn't win it, it's going to be the other one. So it's if Tyreek wins MVP, it'll be CMC. If Tyreek does not win MVP, it'll be then it'll be Tyreek Hill. I don't think CeeDee Lamb, AJ Brown, Lamar Jackson. They don't really typically give Offensive Player of the Year to quarterbacks since they give it to MVPs. I just don't think anybody else can keep up with Tyreek Hill and CMC. I mean, as you see, the gap is so big right there for him. Then in NFL in Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett probably deserves it. DJ Watt, I think, should be a little bit further up, but it's between those three. But Myles Garrett's probably going to get it. He's doing so good. He's looking so good this season. NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year, it's CJ Stroud by a mile. I mean, I'm sorry. I love Jameer. Puka's, honestly, he needed like a starstruck type of player. Like a starstruck of a type of award that's saying if you didn't get drafted in the first 2 rounds or 3 rounds or something, because Puka was like a 5th round draft pick. If you didn't get drafted in this, it's like breakout Rookie of the Year or something. I don't know. Breakout Player of the Year type deal. Because Brew John has just not had the season for it. Jordan Addison hasn't. Zay Flowers, all of them are good. Rashee Rice, all these guys are good. They don't hold a candle to what CJ Stroud is doing right now. Do not. So they honestly, my breakout Player of the Year, is going to be Puka. Absolutely fucking going to be Puka. Rashee Rice, honestly, low key one good one too, but Puka is the easy one there. Beside the point. Whatever. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Jalen Carter probably is a good one. I mean, I don't know really enough about that, but I think that Will Anderson has been, I don't want to say underperformed, but he hasn't stood out. Devon Witherspoon, I think, is the only other good clear choice, but Jalen Carter is probably the one to really deserve it. So, Comeback Player of the Year. God, I'm sorry. DeMar Hamlin doesn't deserve it. Honestly, do I see anybody? Why is Aaron Rodgers on this list? Oh, because of if he comes back and plays in the same season as the Achilles. Okay, that'd be kind of dope. Not going to lie. I'd say Chase Young, no. Josh Dobbs. I'd say Josh Dobbs is my pick. Tua is also not a bad pick either. I don't know who I'd pick between these two. I'm going to consider DeMar Hamlin out of here because he's not playing good at all. I swear if he actually wins it, God, he's just not playing. Like, if he was at least doing something, it'd be good, but he's just not doing anything. I don't think he's been on the field for a lot of time, actually, but beside the point. Tua and Josh Dobbs are the two clear people to me and who deserve it. I think I'd probably lean Josh Dobbs. No, granted, Tua had multiple concussions though, and he's doing really well. I'd probably say Tua deserves it more, but I kind of want Josh Dobbs to win it. That's what I'd say. That was Comeback Player of the Year. Coach of the Year, Dan Campbell by a mile. D'Amico Robbins, honestly, if they make the playoffs, maybe. I don't know if the awards consider playoffs and like how far they made it and stuff like that. But if they do, if the Lions make it past the first round, Dan Campbell. If they don't and the Texans do make the playoffs, it'd be close. I'd still probably lean Dan Campbell because they took a non-playoff team to possibly a number 1 seed if things align. But a top of the NFC type team, that's insane. Mike McDaniels also is a good conversation starter. But everybody else, Mike Tomlin, he's just been doing Mike Tomlin things forever. But D'Amico Ryans also kind of low-key deserves it. So I don't know. I wouldn't be mad if Dan Campbell or D'Amico. But I'd say Dan Campbell. Again, it's kind of one of those things. I think Dan Campbell is the best choice overall. But I wouldn't be mad at D'Amico depending on how the rest of the season pans out. And that's pretty much the video. That's pretty much all of the kind of recap of. It's a nice little easy video for me to put out. That way I can say that I put out a video. That way I can get prepped for the videos this week. Tuesday, of course, will be the recap video. Wednesday will be predictions. Should be predictions at least. Hopefully, it doesn't go up on Thursday. But if it doesn't, then there'll be a quiz video Wednesday. Then it'll be on Thursday. We're gonna push back power rankings. And we're gonna put NFL imperialism asterisks. There's an asterisk there because if it doesn't go there, then power rankings go there. Friday will be the other one. Hopefully, it can get out on Thursday because I have a couple things I have to catch up on at work and stuff. So right now should be Tuesday recap, Wednesday predictions, Thursday NFL imperialism, Friday power rankings, Saturday is going to be a quiz video, and then Sunday no video, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm trying to get back in the groove of things. It's kind of a little bit complicated. Hopefully December can help me post out a couple more videos and really put some effort into things. But kind of this week until school kind of ends for me, as you guys know, I'm still in my master's program, so I'm kind of working on my stuff there, getting some applications out for both jobs and what's called PhD program. So we're going to see which one of those pans out. I don't know where really the future of this channel goes in terms of that, but hopefully over the December break and stuff like that, we can really advance some stuff. And hopefully with Madden 2005 and NFL imperialism, because that's going to be confirmed and ready to go, Hopefully I can get that out a lot faster than I did with 2004. It just takes a long time for me to get those games going, and it takes a lot of energy to make sure I'm in the place, ready to go, making sure I do keep track of the stats and all that, keep track of the map. It's a lot, and especially with the editing, it's a lot too. So hopefully it all turns out the way it is, but that should be the rough schedule for this week. I'm not too sure what next week will hold, but we'll see when we get there. Thank you guys for watching. StraightA Dawson out.